Hello. How are you today? Pretty Daphne. What a good girl. We're going to be doing some nails today. Yes. Yes, nails. Are you familiar? Yes. Yes. Now I hear that you have a little trouble with this, so we're going to break it down for you and make it real simple. Nice and clear. Oh my God, Daphne, you being such a cool girl. What are you doing? You're already doing it. You're already doing it. Now here's what we're gonna do. We set this right here. All right. You keep that there, and I'm just gonna start by handling the paws. Wow. It looks like you're going a little crazy right now, Daphne.
It looks like she's really trying to hold her normal self
It looks
back.
like she's got some. She's expecting something to be uncomfortable. Okay.
There's the mouth that we talk about.
Okay, so we're gonna. Good girl. What a sweetheart.
See that mouth? That says
Good.
everything. She
That's
whips
good,
it
baby.
up and around and says, "Don't touch me."
Good. Wow, I love it. You're such a sweetheart, darling. Ooh, a lot of pulling away on this one. We call that. That right there, what do we call that? That's either fear or attitude, or a little bit of both. Good. We're looking for trust, because I'm not going to. There's nothing that can possibly hurt her here. I'm just touching her with my finger. Good. Good. But the sound of the drum is going, so she thinks we're in the doctor's office, you know? Good. Break.
Yeah, girlie.
We're creating a belief system. So she was like, that's it? That wasn't so bad. After doing this a little while, if I do this the right way, she's going to think that's not so bad. And that'll be her new association to the situation. So, previously, they were using clippers, so it's a little different. Maybe we could get some clippers or something, but I prefer the dremel anyway. She would scream, and it would take 4 people at the, the salon for doggies, to get her nails done. And she would scream the whole time, like, with that crazy, loud, panicky, I'm gonna die scream. So, I'm gonna attempt to bring this to the next step, and hopefully she can remain trusting me and allowing me to do it, addressing all the little disagreements that she gives me along the way, till it gets to the point where she lets me do it, and she realizes that wasn't so bad. And then when we get there, which is gonna take multiple sessions, when we get there, I'm gonna have Julie do it. Once Julie can do it, the owner can do it, and then we're good. She needs to get over this, I would say it's panic, She's panicking. I see the look in her face like, what are they gonna do? And sometimes dogs have had a bad experience, or sometimes they haven't, and it's just foreign. And that on top of you handling their paws, and they don't like that to begin with, you can see a dog start to automatically just come to the situation freaking out. And then if that freak out lets them out of the situation, then they're gonna start freaking out every time, because they think that's gonna get them out. So, no surprise, Daphne didn't want to down when she got here. That's part of it right here, because it's like, if I down, then I can't move, and if I can't move, you can come over and start touching on me and that kind of thing. So she didn't fight the other commands as much. She fought recall too. When I say fought, I mean mentally, like, I don't want to do it, so I'm gonna try the other options. I'll do it. And then a dog changes and realizes recall's awesome because it avoids corrections and they get rewards. But in the beginning, she didn't want to recall because she wants her independence, and she didn't want to down. Her sit was okay, surprisingly.
Good girl.
Let's see what we got here. So far, so good. We're getting a lot of effort, and that's what we like around here, is effort.
I like that she goes on her side.
Yeah, I did not expect her to do that, but she is offering it, so I'm taking it. Girl. You turn this on, the big bad machine. Girl. I'm gonna do another round of the easy stuff. Same stuff we just did. Good girl. She didn't pull away that time. In the beginning, she pulled away every time the first time I tried. Look, she's letting me. Okay, big difference. Good. Good. Nice. Break.
Yay!
Then we're creating a belief, so she's less panicky that time. Okay, I know it's not going to be much. Now what's going to happen, she's going to come to it one of these times. And usually we do this in a span of a few days or whatever because we can do a little bit each day. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get to the situation eventually and she's going to say, yeah, this is no big deal. I know this. And I'm going to sneak in a little bit more. I'm going to sneak in something a little new, like this part of the tool touching her nail. So there's a little vibration. Or maybe I'll do the sandpaper on my nail so she hears that sound and then I'll touch her with this and get past that. And then what we'll do is we'll actually get to eventually to touching the nail with the sandpaper until that's not a problem. And they're just quick little touches, right? Once that's not a problem, we go to straight doing the nails and then that's not a problem. And we see it works even with the worst of them because we've had some pretty bad dogs. They don't want their nails, they don't even want their paws touched, let alone their nails done. Okay. I love that she laid back down because I didn't give her much attention, so she just loved that. Now look, here's what I want her to learn. This is good. Low level, pressure's on. Okay, she feels it, I think. I'm gonna go up so there. She feels that? You feel that, right? Yeah, you feel that. And then I'm gonna guide her this way, and then I'm gonna let it go. So I'm telling her to keep her face over there and trust me. It's good for dogs who don't bite too, because it's a boundary, and then also that's respect, but also trust. She's letting me do something that she's not so sure of, and I reward her for that. So every time I examine a paw and I let it go at my free will, I let her know, good job, that was it. Okay, so now watch this next step. I'm gonna dremel my nail. This is my nail. Okay, see, she's like, what's this? Good girl, these are my nails. Good, okay, so we just added one more element to, you could see she was paying attention there. She said, what's he doing now? That's a little different. Right? No vibration, nothing. Just the sound, good. Her belief is, oh, that's it. Every time she's documenting that. Little fight here. You see it? So I'm gonna address that because I told you I would address any time she disagreed, right? As soon as she takes her paw away, she gets corrected. That was a correction, good girl. Now she's not moving, that's a good girl. It's a mild correction. But there you go, that's a correction. Okay, correction. Good girl. Good. 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 Let me set this down real quick so I can You see what I'm doing? Good. Good. Mine now. Good. Good girl. Good girl. That's mine now. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Nice. Good girl. Good girl. You see it working? Good girl. She's not falling away. Good girl. Good girl. I'll explain to you what I did. Break.
Good girl.
Good girl. So, for those of you who are curious, the way that was working is I would grab her paw and I'd put it on my hand like this. And if she started to tug away, as soon as she tugged away and slipped out of my hand, I would turn pressure on the e-collar. I'd hold that pressure on as I went and grabbed her paw again, and as I grabbed her paw, I turned off, right? So what she was learning is like, if this was a place bed and this was your dog, her paw, if it leaves the hand while I'm trying to grab it, as she pulls it away, there's gonna be pressure on until I grab it again. What they learn, and this is advanced, this isn't, if your dog isn't conditioned and hasn't built up to this level of conversation, then your dog's going to be confused. But if you build up to this, she can understand, so can the rest of the dogs. That if they allow their hand to just rest on your hand, then there's no correction. And then on top of that, while they're waiting and they're letting you do your thing, they're realizing nothing's hurting them, so then they relax. Again, handful of reps of these, and then eventually we're going to get to, we are going to get to touching it right now with the vibration, but not the sandpaper, and then eventually sandpaper. Okay, so she's expecting to do it again, and I will if she's cool with it. So she's learning, and she hasn't really thrown a big fight, which is nice, but we've really breaking it down. Okay, another thing, we have recall. She's aware of that. So if she tries to just get up and leave, this is why I'm not holding her here. If she wants to walk away, she walks away, she gets corrected and recalled, because what our dogs learn here is when I'm talking to you and we're having a exchange, a back and forth, a session where I say something or do something, you say something or do something. If you try to leave that conversation, you'll be corrected and recalled back to the conversation. So they kind of give up on that. So what's left is what we refer to as submission. You can fight as well, though, and you can freeze, which means you do nothing, or you can submit. And oftentimes dogs will try all of those, and the last thing they land on is submit, and submit works. So then the next time we take them out, they submit quicker, and then the next thing you know, they're submitting immediately, and then they're starting to use that submission even in other situations, because it's a state of mind. It's not just what the body's doing. Okay, let's continue. She's doing amazing. This dog, it was horrific for nails, so I think she's doing great. There's a lot of submission here. You can see it. She's offering me, so this is big. So we're gonna keep going while we're doing good. I'll do it back here so you guys can see. Okay, we're gonna go again, but this time we're adding a new element first. But before we add the new thing, we're gonna start with what she just learned. We're gonna recap so that she can gain some confidence. And if we have any issues, we can just stay at what we've been doing. Once that's good, we'll add the new sensation, which is gonna be the vibration of this actually touching her.
Good girl.
We'll start with the back paws. Okay.
Are they long?
This is just the noise here, and then my fingers touching her, so there's no vibration. Okay. Just good. Some successful reps here. This is where she struggles. A lot of dogs struggle with the front paws more. Right. Good. So she didn't pull away. A little movement, but she didn't pull away. Very nice. Now we're going to add the new sensation. Okay? Vibration. Good. Okay? Sometimes, they move right along with some of these sensations, and sometimes they get stuck on one for a minute. Okay, she's feeling that vibration now. She wants to pull away, so I want to let her pull away. And then the pressure's on, and then it's off. The only thing that changes is how intense the pressure is, the stimulation of the collar, and it gets more intense as she stops trying to remedy it. So if we keep going here and she's still at the same level of disagreement, see, I'm going to go up a little bit now, right? See that? Right? She has to prioritize. I hit the right number. She'll let me know. You see she's pulling away?
Good girl.
Okay? As many times as she needs, because these are just reps where she's learning. You want her to, right? Watch frustration a little bit, but then giving in, but then submits to it. It's just fine. Good. Right? Right? So you can see that's the problem. So that right there, in a nutshell, that right there is the problem. That's her disagreeing. I don't want you to touch my nails. So then if we're going to grab on top of that and say, hold still, I'm going to do them, the dog's going to fight. And then if the dog fights hard enough, we stop. Now we teach the dog to fight when you know what I mean? And that'll get us to stop. And then that's the belief, is if I fight hard and long enough, they'll stop. So that's just automatic fight. Okay? So what we're doing here is we're getting her mind to agree and say, fine, you can do it. Every step of the way. Okay? These are what we call conversations. We set her up in a conversation. Now we're in this position. We're talking through it. I do this, you do this. I do this, you do this. And she's finding her way through the situation. Good. Same sensation. Now she's allowing it. And then I let go. So that right there is a fight. It's mild, but that is the same fight that you're experiencing, except it's dialed up to 10 when she's screaming and kicking it. It's the same disagreement, okay? So we can tackle it through these little micro conversations here. And then what's cool about going after the micro stuff, breaking it down like this, by the time we get to actually doing the nails, she's got so many skills that she's learned. She has more of an understanding of the situation that is much easier. And I mean, much easier. Well, she'll let us do it, you know. Good girl. Good. Did you catch that? She let it that time. There you go. Good. They all learn this conversation. It's so impressive that they can learn even little bits of knowledge like this. That's good. Okay. Now, like I said, see, I went back. You see, I went back and stopped using this, and because what happened is that touching it with this part and the new sensation triggered her to go back. So I just stopped using it, and I just, back to the old thing. And we just do this. Until it's not a problem. Good. Good. Watch me, I'm sneaky. I'm sneaky. Right? Good. Extra relaxation after that. Good. See the difference in the sensation? Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Let her pull it off. She's exploring. Good. So she realized keeping it there is not so bad, because the correction is worse than this sensation, right? The correction is more uncomfortable than the nails being done, so that's why it's working. And what it does ultimately is it conditions her to actually see the nails as not so bad, because of the contrast of the correction. So the nails actually become almost a relief, right? So it's a way of kind of countering conditioning that's a little different than the traditional, which would be adding something she likes, like food, and trying to pair it, but she probably won't eat if she's truly afraid. Let her pull away, get your correction. I found a number that's working, it's a 27 is working. The number doesn't matter. I found it because she let me know. Every dog's different.
She's falling asleep.
Okay, so she just let me do all that. Come back here and add a little more. Good. Okay. I'm going to start adding in the sound again of hitting my own nail, but coming in on this vibration, just to break it down even extra for her. I don't have to break it down this much for every dog. So. You see what we're doing? See, it's creating that resistance. But I want to push it out, right? In a constructive manner, so she understands the conversation. Good. Good. How amazing is that? You add the sound, you add a little vibration, and it sends her into it, right? That's my nail. It's nothing to do with her, but that's the sound to get your nails done. Good. See, now we take her out tomorrow, we're going to be able to put sandpaper to this eventually. I'll repeat some of the stuff. We'll be doing nails. And then we'll do them often until she doesn't see it. This will be her state, right? This is the state we're doing it in, right? And so, but look at, we're talking to her even when she's half dreaming. We're still talking to her, it's still working, because part of this e-collar work, which is amazing, is that the subconscious brain is learning this stuff even if they're trying to check out sometimes. So, one more, just for, because another trigger is just starting it, like it's silent and getting right to it. So that's also another thing to work on, right? And then the second one, she doesn't pull away. How interesting, right? But it's that first one that's also a trigger. It's just getting started, so we can just, good. So we can just do that. We're just going through them all. And I'm not going to put sandpaper to it today because she's such a bad case. And because the reason is because I want her to, she's waiting for it the whole time. And I'm doing all these other weird things and she's having disagreements. But I'm going to end this with her being like, oh, there was never any sensation that was even remotely uncomfortable, right? And then that'll be her belief going into it tomorrow. Right? Let's end it on a positive. She just had a successful rep. Break.
Good girl! She was sleeping. She's like, what happened?
That's what they did to me at the dentist. They gave me some of the anesthesia. They said, you're all done.